Hello, everyone. Welcome to Better Talks. I'm here today with a special guest, and I'm going to kindly allow him to introduce himself to the audience.
So my name is Rob Downey. I am a digital marketing expert, especially when it comes to local SEO and social media. I'm co-founder of SimplyBeFound.com. But I've been doing this stuff since 1995.
Wow, wow, wow. So I'm pretty sure you're very passionate about it.
I am just a little bit.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. Well, Mr. Robert, we live in a world full of so many content out there. We live in a digital village, and businesses sometimes feel overwhelmed being online. Businesses sometimes feel overwhelmed coming up with contents. So, what is your take on helping businesses when it comes to search engine optimization when they have a website or a blog or it could be a podcast for people to be able to see their content out there online?
So when it comes to, so if I'm understanding the question correctly, you're asking what the best way of coming up with content for SEO and to be able to get that to rank kind of inside of the search engine world. Am I understanding that right?
Yes, yes. So that's
Yeah.
one of it. And also, what is the process? Because I'm pretty sure there is a process. You can't just get people to search you and then find your content online.
There's a couple different ways of looking at it. So if you're a local business and you're looking to be able to drive traffic, you have what's called local SEO. Local SEO is a way for you to be out there on your listing networks. So this is going to be like your Google, your Bing, your or your Google Business Profile, your Bing Places, your Apple Maps, and make sure that you're listed on voice search, all those places that are going to be those directories. So that can be done without a website whatsoever. That's just a matter of making sure you register on the right networks. We personally register you out to about 500 networks, give and
Wow.
take. Which ones you want? To me, it takes off some of those that, if you're not a doctor's office, it takes some off the list, a restaurant, or any of those specifics. So you have that local SEO side. So everything inside of that world, you have all these different things that are registered out, but everything falls underneath three different pillars. You have content, you have authority, and you have trust. So that is building up your content side. If you're using those platforms, it's also building your authority side. So even if you are not a brick and mortar type of business, you can also gain some traction from that. As far as SEO on your website, that's going to be making sure you have the right schema in place, the right SEO in place. And a lot of business owners have no idea where even to start on that, because now you start talking about your meta keywords. And that is why we came up with an entire AI system that will do 100% of that for you. So it works with any website. You just have to put a script into your website, which we help you install, and it'll automatically go out and it will start SEO in your website for you, automatically on its own, and by using its marketing coach or using your marketing coach with us.
So are you saying that when you register your business, let's say on Google My Business, automatically your business is out there online?
Yep. So that'd be step number one. Every single business needs to make sure they're registered everywhere. So you got to make sure your top ones are going to be registering on Google Business Profile, registering on Bing Places. Make sure you're on Apple Business Connect, which is going to be for Apple Maps, Siri, those networks. And then make sure that you are also on all the other directories that are out there. So, I mean, you have different directories like Yelp, you have Yahoo. All these
Mm.
places have those business listings. That's going to be your first step for getting your business found.
So you cannot get it on one hosting platform that can distribute your
You
your
can't.
website or content to all these directories because it's quite a lot for you to pretty much
It
Google
is.
My Business, Yahoo, and
Yeah. We do that. So, I mean, it's one of
okay.
those things to where you can come, you fill out one form, and your marketing coach is going to work with you to be able to get you on as many places as we possibly can.
Mm, mm, interesting. Wow, wow.
Yep,
So
that would be one version of our platform that's out there. The next step up would be the social media side, and then
mm,
the step up from that would be having the AI SEO piece to be able to go to town on things.
so do you guys pretty much work with businesses one on one to be able to accomplish that, or do you guys just provide a software, a plugin for them to be able to do themselves?
So we don't have a plugin for them to be able to do. The listings piece is pretty simple and straightforward. They fill out one form, so you sign up, you get the form in your inbox, you fill out that form, your coach is going to get back to you and say, These are the recommendations or any additional questions we have or need from them. The next step on top of that would be just getting blasted out. And if they have any changes whatsoever to that information, they just need to let us know and we'll update it across all of the networks. That's included in their membership. We're blasting that information out every night at midnight, making sure that information stays up to date. And that's going to build their authority piece. Now, if they're on with us for social media, that's when they're going to get access to the social media suite. And they're going to be able to manage their Facebook, their YouTube, their Twitter, their Pinterest, all of those things from one spot. That's also going to tie AI into there to be able to come up with content, to generate any content for them whatsoever as far as the social media side.
So 2 questions in one. How long does it take? Let's say, for example, if I work with you guys and I want to see my content, how long would that take?
We're getting your information out there. When we're talking about business networks, I'm seeing results in about 7 to 14 days of starting to really see results from it.
Yeah.
Starting to see your listings out there. It's going to depend on the network. It's going to, as I tell everybody, we're not a partner of any of the networks. We're not any of that. We have an approved license to be able to send the data over to them. It's their choice. They have their own terms of conditions and all that stuff that they have to pick up that information. So it's one of those things to where we blast that out there, but usually you're going to be listed on those networks in about 7 to 14 days.
Wow, interesting.
For social media, you're going to see that right away because the minute you post it out and you schedule that information, that's going to be instant. When you're talking about AI SEO, I'm seeing people get results and move up in rankings on a website that is already existing and has been out there for a little bit. I'm seeing them get results in 3 to 5 days.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, so my question is ranking. So, I mean, because everybody's looking for ranking. When I type in my website, I want to be able to see it at the top of, especially the major search engines like Google, Yahoo. I want to be able to see my company in the first page.
That's where your local SEO is going to be able to really shine. That's also where regular SEO is really going to shine for your website piece. Because in my opinion, you should be coming up twice. You should be coming up on the local pack, which is going to be all of your listings pieces that, like, for example, if you're in Google, that's going to be inside of Google Maps. You're going to see all those places. You want to be coming up there. Then you also want to see your website below that. Because when you look at a Google page, you're going to see ads at the very top. Then you're going to see your local pack. And then you're going to see organic, websites below that. Sometimes ads get mixed throughout that. But you want to see your website on there. You want to see yourself twice on there when you do a search for your name. You want to see it for the Google My Business or Google Business Profile listing, and then you want to also see your website also show up.
So does the domain matter? Because, I mean, when you have .com domain or .ca, for example, here in Canada, one of my websites is .ca, the domain. Does that matter?
It does and it doesn't. That's a you can ask 10 people and get 10 different answers on that. In my opinion, it really doesn't. It matters on the 3 pillars. So it's going to matter on that content side. As long as you're blogging and putting information up and it's true, valuable information, and it's using natural speaking, natural language inside of there, you're going to be able to rank.
Is there any restriction when it comes to visibility? Let's say, for example, if I'm in Africa, Nigeria, would I still be able to put my company out there and then see it if I'm in Nigeria or any part of the world, or there's a restriction?
Well, so location matters for local SEO. If you're talking about traditional, SEO, it's going to have some restrictions on it, and it's going to have some kind of caveats. It really depends on what your website is. If we're talking about a podcast type of website, it's probably not going to have very many caveats on it, and it'll show up. But it really depends on what kind of business you are. If you are a local tire shop, you're probably not going to show up in Nigeria if you are in Colorado. Or in Canada, because there's no need for it. So whenever a search happens inside of any search engine, it doesn't matter if we're talking about voice search, if we're talking about local search, or if we're talking about Google, Bing, any kind of search out there, even if we're talking about the AI generation pieces, because that's a whole search engine in itself that I'm seeing.
Wow.
Everything wants to be able to deliver the best result it possibly can. So Google knows more about you than you probably know about yourself. They're tracking everything you do. So, I mean, if you're talking about Google, they know you. They know what you're looking for. And what they want to be able to do is they want to deliver the best result they possibly can to you when you do that search, because that's going to make you come back and use their platform again and again. That's how they make ad revenue. That's how they make those things work. So when you do that, it wants to deliver that best result. So if you do that search and you are still that best result for that person in that area, you have a high chance of coming up. If we talk about the whole new AI search, I'm seeing more people do searches from ChatGPT than I am doing from Google sometimes.
Wow.
I was talking to someone this morning that did a search from ChatGPT looking for a local roofer. And the reason why he did it there is he had a leak and he has a specific kind of roof. So he goes, what roofers would you recommend for this problem in this area? And had ChatGPT go do the research. And that's when that business had to come up.
Wow.
So if that information wasn't talked about inside of your blog, inside of your website, inside of your social media posts, ChatGPT would have had no idea that even existed.
Wow. So ChatGPT pretty much takes what is already existing, available, and then offers recommendations or advice to the users.
That's correct.
Wow. Okay, speaking of voice search, can you tell me more what that is?
So voice search, a topic that happens all the time. Business owners getting called. I don't know if you've ever gotten a call. I've heard people in Canada getting a call of, hey, your business isn't registered for voice search, or your voice listing isn't up to date, those types of things. But voice search is when someone uses their voice to be able to do a search. So that might be them doing a search on an Alexa device.
Wow.
That could be them doing a search by using Siri, by using Bixby, Google Assistant. When they make that search, that voice search, that's when you make the search by voice and it talks back to you.
Wow, interesting. So you're saying that there's local search, traditional search, voice search, AI search.
AI search. Then you have maps.
Wow.
Then you have GPS.
That's quite a lot of work, man.
There's a lot of pieces that kind of come into this.
Wow.
And it all comes down to those three pillars: content, authority, and trust. Your content is going to be everything you're putting out about your business. You have to make sure that you're putting out your blogs, putting out as much information you can on your website. I used to really pitch doing posts and questions and answers in Google Business Profile, but as about a week ago, they're not ranking like they were. So now it's going back to the traditional stuff and making sure everything's on the website, making sure that you have the right schema in place on your website and you're doing the right SEO, but you have to be consistent and blogging. If you're not blogging, you're going to be really hurt, because that's where all that AI is picking up all that data from.
Wow. Interesting. When people can find your organization or business or blog or whatever podcast online, or obviously you're producing content. So are you saying that it gives the company authority? They're not fake?
So authority would be consistency. So if you're constantly, when we ping those networks every day at midnight, or when you log into your Google Business Profile or you do a post, that's given action inside of any of those local SEO pieces. So that's going to help show that you're active to the search engine. So it's going to make the algorithm, it's like feeding the algorithm. The algorithm gets really happy about all of that. And as the algorithm gets really happy about that, it gives you authority inside of that piece, because now you're active. You have a higher chance of being something that would be best for it to deliver to. Like we were saying just before, it's looking for that best result. So now it knows that. And then the trust side of that is it's looking at what kind of reviews have been left about you. Are they good reviews? Are they bad reviews? Everybody's always going for that 5.0, but I always say that a 5.0 star rating is going to actually hurt you in most algorithms. And the reason being is that those algorithms know that you can't make everybody happy. And there's a lot of companies out there that are going and buying leads to get themselves a 5.0, high rating. And Google is starting to really catch on to that and go, well, if you've only had if you had 1,000 people leave you a 5-star rating and nobody leave you a 4-star rating, are those real? And it makes that algorithm question that stuff. So my sweet spot that I always tell everybody is 3.8 to 4.7 for a star rating for trust is going to be the best piece. Spread your reviews out on more than just Google. Don't just focus on Google for it, because that's going to give you a higher authority on more sites. Once you get to 10 on Google, go out and get some reviews on the Better Business Bureau. You can register for a BBB without even becoming a BBB member, by the way. I've got a whole blog on that, but it's one of those things to where spread that out, put some out on Yelp, put some out across all those industry specifics. You're going to get more results out of that than just going with one network for reviews.
Wow, wow, interesting. Now, let's say, for example, somebody is searching for another business, because most times I see this when it comes to website where I don't know where there'll be a recommendation. Oh, would you? There's another blog that is similar to this blog. The person did not search out my business, but could it work in a way that when somebody search any business that is similar to mine, they could find mine as a recommendation?
Yes. You always have a chance to show it up on search because it's looking for the best results. So if that, if you didn't spell it quite right or any of those things, you're going to get different stuff that's close to it.
Wow.
And plus it knows. So, I mean, if you do a search for, if you search for Starbucks, it's going to tell you all the Starbucks that are located local to you. But if you scroll way down, it's probably going to give you a couple suggestions somewhere else. Starbucks might dominate that since it's so big. That's probably a bad example. But if there's only one location in that area, then it's probably going to give some other suggestions as well that would match. Because it knows about your business. It knows what you do, what category you're in. It knows who you serve and what you're best at doing.
So the work is really on you, the business, to pretty much put content out there for the search engine to pick it up.
It is. I mean, it really is. You have to make sure you're putting in the right spots. It's why we came up with the listings piece to make that super simple to go out to all the networks from one place. The other piece is being able to do the social media side and make sure that you're managing that so where you can schedule stuff out, use AI, and then using AI for the SEO side. All three of those are very important.
Wow. And then there's something called social media optimization too. Can you explain that?
And our social suite handles the social media optimization for you. That's making sure you're consistent. You're going out to all the networks. It'll actually let you do a different post for each inside of there. And our tool actually allows you to do repost as well, which a lot of platforms don't. So you can go out and repost your content over and over again. I don't recommend saying the same thing over and over by any means, but you can do it every 6 weeks and repeat your post if it's generic information.
Does it also offer opportunity to edit if you make any error?
It does for certain platforms. Facebook, yes. Twitter, most of your social media networks. Google Business Profile, you'd have to delete the post on Google Direct.
So is it every type of content like graphics, video, audio?
Yep.
Or wow, interesting. Links,
the whole 9 yards. Our social media platform also hooks up with Canva as well and has integrations with a couple different networks like that.
So let's say, for example, I know your company will do all the job and everything. Wouldn't you advise a potential client to be able to learn some basic things about SEOs?
For SEO, they really don't have to learn much about it. They just have to talk about their business. With all the AI that's out there, I mean, that's one of those things to where the AI knows their business. It'll help them be able to walk them through if you're using the tools correctly. We teach the basics in how to be able to do local SEO. If you follow anything on our YouTube channel, you can definitely learn about each of those SEO pieces. You can even learn how to be able to optimize your Google Business Profile and do Bing places, register in those places. We teach all that stuff inside of there.
Yeah, I mean, just to provide basic resource knowledge, right? I mean, most companies now, they do provide basic resource knowledge. Like Riverside, for example, they have like resources, how to set up a simple video podcast, right? So my question to you is that, because I do manage my own website, sometimes I get confused.
If you use our AI SEO tool, it'll actually fill in all your alt text for you. It knows what the image is, so it goes through your whole website, everything you've ever had inside of there for images, and it does all that for you.
I mean, honestly, the thing that baffles my mind is that there has to be SEO for everything, for images, for text, for videos, for podcasts.
Yep.
My God.
You have your local SEO, you have your schema that's inside of there. That's why we created the SEO plugin that we created.
So
You literally just put that script on the top. Your
yeah.
marketing coach goes through and sets it up, and it just rocks it. We just released that this week.
Wow, wow. So does the caption matter? You name whatever content it is?
Yep. And see,
Interesting.
here's the really messed up thing about that is what it should be today might change in a week. So when you use an AI tool like the we have with SimplyBeFound for doing SEO, it'll literally look at you. Do you know what a Google Search Console is?
I mean, I don't know what it is in detail, but I've seen it before. Yeah.
Okay, so you have Google Search Console and you have Google Analytics. You connect both of those things to it. So
Yes.
now you also connect what competitors you have, and it's watching that and it learns. And as things change, it changes the content for you, which then what does that do? That builds
Wow.
up your authority because now your website's changing constantly.
Tell us about your company. If the audience would like to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you? What kind of services that you guys offer?
So we offer everything from listing your business out to on all the local SEO tool platforms and networks, including voice search, local search like Google, Bing, Apple Maps, the whole 9 yards. We have that as a plan. You can then sign up for our social media platform, which will give you access to be able to manage all your social media and have a marketing coach inside of that as well. And then we have our SEO tools that you can do the AI SEO. And then we also have the done for you plans. So we've got all four of those plans for you to be able to choose from. It kind of steps up. You start with the listings, then you can do listings in social media suite. Then you can go up to your AI SEO, and then you can go up to the done for you because they all kind of intertwine and they all kind of interject into each other, and you're going to get the most out of each as you go up. That's something that's really important there. But you can sign up for any of those on simplybefound.com. And since Mike's the one that kind of set us up together, which is an affiliate of ours and a good friend of mine, you can use his affiliate coupon of Mike, just MIKE, and your listeners are going to get 10% off of any of the plans they select.
Thank you, Robert.